I feel like I am a light tackle spin fisherman at heart. A 3,000 size reel in my hands in the Florida backwaters just feels right. But sometimes I want to switch it up. And today, that meant throwing this, a baitcaster. I've always heard some known benefits to using such a reel. Accuracy, precision, distance, but the negatives associated with these reels often deterred me, as the thought of birds' nests have been known to scare away even the best of fishermen. I was determined to succeed with this reel though, and it's safe to say we had an incredible day. The action was there from the first cast of the day.
That's a nice snook, Grace. Grace, that is a stud snook. It's a pretty redfish. Guys, he's a fat redfish. He's gonna be a big boy.
Proceeding those fish was hook set after hook set, ultimately leading to more beautiful fish. As I begin to show you guys how the day unfolded, it's only fitting we start in the morning, following fellow anglers through the no wakes who shared the same mindset as us, eager to find fish along the way. This no wake is one of my favorite parts about fishing here. The calm after a long run is often welcomed, and on early mornings like these, the sun is just now peeking through the tree line. The heat from the motor is evident through the contact with the cool air around it, and this morning, the birds were starting their morning routine. From here, we arrived to our destination, as I began to outline my day ahead.
Alrighty guys, well, welcome back to another video. Today, got a little special day going on, something different. I kind of just always think to myself, how can I switch some stuff up rather than just coming down here in the Everglades, kind of doing the same thing. And today, as you guys can see, we got the Baitcaster, doing something really cool today, only throwing the Baitcaster. Florida Fishing Products Baitcaster, they sent me with this when they sent some of the spinning reels, which is awesome. I have it on a 6'8" medium Banshee, but today, trying to channel my inner Flats Class TV. He's the main dude, I know he throws Baitcasters, but watch some videos on how to do it. And honestly, I went bass fishing with my little brother, and it was honestly a great time, was throwing it really good. So I'm hoping that happens today. We are starting off today with a white fluke, a little bit weighted, I think maybe 1/8, 1/16 ounce weight on this screw-on hook, but you guys see that white fluke. I want to switch it up, start learning some more baits, throwing some more stuff. I have the NLBNs in the bag. Gonna try something different with that. You guys will see later, have some gulps. But I'm with my girlfriend today, Grace. I'm only throwing Baitcaster, but to keep it fun for her, she's throwing the spinning gear. She's gonna be fishing a little bit on and off, just doing what she wants, whatever. So if she catches a fish, it's gonna be cheating. She's gonna be throwing a spinning reel, but I'm only throwing this today. I did also bring that just in case something happens with this. Yeah, Grace is throwing this, but the main video, I'm only throwing the Baitcaster today. She's throwing a 3,000 Osprey with the gulp shrimp. So we'll see, maybe she'll get on a big one. Every time I fish with Grace, I have some good luck, but deep in the Everglades, guys, Baitcaster, let's go.
As I stepped up to the deck with my Baitcaster in hand, Grace was on the back with her gulp shrimp, and it did not take long before we started to get into some fish.
You kind of want to get it close to the mangroves. That's where the fish, because think about it, a snook, if he's out there, like alligators and sharks and dolphins can get him, you know what I mean? Let's see how this fluke works. I like this fluke, it sinks pretty well. I think we'll be able to get on something. Yeah, I'm going with the white, because if you guys have been watching the channel, I've been having a lot of success with the white NLBN. It might be something with the color, stands out really well in this water. Very stained water, so we'll see what happens, but. This bait looks, oh yeah, Grace has a decent, is he still on? Well guys, Grace is on the board first. Watch out for that motor. Try to keep him to the right. Yeah guys, Grace is on the board with the gulp. It's actually a decent little snook. Here, try to pick him up.
Look at him to come towards you.
Try to get his head first.
Big.
There you go. Grace doesn't want the camera glory. You can zoom in, but she just got this little snook, beautiful snook. Beautiful snook. Let's let him go. Good snook, Grace. She was on. All right, well, yeah, you can't beat me. I need to get on something. All right, guys, well, first 30 minutes, Grace is on the board with a snook and a ladyfish. I have nothing. You guys can see white fluke, very, I mean, low profile, 4-inch, but very low profile. I think it should get it done, but if they're not eating it, maybe they want something slower, I can throw a swim bait, roll that slow, or throw a gulp. We'll see what happens.
5 minutes later, as I continued down this line, skipping the mangroves, I set the hook into my first fish.
It's a jack. Oh no, it's a red, I think. Wait, I lied. No, it's a pretty redfish. I already got him. On the fluke, honestly, was not really expecting that guy. I was more so expecting a snook. Look at that. You guys see that perfect hook set on him? I thought it was a jack at first. Not. I haven't caught many reds back here. It's very fresh, as you guys can probably tell from his colors, but you see the fluke right there. Guys, this guy has been eating good in the neighborhood. I mean, this thing, look how chonky he is. We're gonna get a nice release here. Guys, he's a fat redfish. He's gonna be a big boy.
Please get your hand on. I'm so worried.
All right, guys, that's a good start. That was fun, man. I don't know if you guys saw, I'm really kind of getting dialed with this baitcaster. I flipped it up in there, he followed it out. Let's go, man. Yeah, guys, I'm kind of liking this baitcaster. Yeah, honestly, we've been kind of targeting like bigger snook. I haven't really gotten a red in a while, which they're always around, but it's nice to get one.
That red was an awesome sight, as I hadn't caught one in quite some time. As I continued pitching this line on the front, Grace was on the back doing her thing. After a moment of silence, I heard the sound of some drag peeling from behind me.
Yeah, it's just because I was in a place with like no wind though. All right. Yes, just get down from the platform, put your rod tip in there. You're good, you're good. Big snook. Dude, keep pressure, keep pressure.
Well, it's big for me.
I think it is pretty good.
It's a snook, I know, I saw it.
Yeah, it's a nice snook. All right.
I don't think he's good.
That's a nice snook, Grease. Yep, come on, head first. All right, get his head up, pull the rod up. It might be, all right, bring him to me. There you go. Grace, that is a stud snook. Is that your biggest snook ever? Look at this snook Grace just got, guys. God, she's killing me on the freaking, that's Grace. That is an awesome snook. He might be close to slot. All right, wanna get a measurement on him real quick? Yeah, 27-inch snook. Here, you can pick him up. Gorgeous snook, Grace. Good job. All right, you wanna, huh? Do you want me to release him or do you want you? All right, here. All right, guys, this is Grace's snook, but she wants me to release him. But guys, gorgeous fish right there. How's that look?
I don't want him to get bit by a shark.
I'm taking credit for him. Like Grace is, let me see it. Dude, she is killing me. All right, guys, Grace is just chilling on the top of the platform. The sniper, she hooked something and she's like, it's a big fish. I saw it come up. I was like, okay. I knew it was close to slot. 27-inch snook. Woo. All right, so redfish, 2 snook for Grace, big snook for Grace.
Gulp's giving the baitcaster
Yes,
a run
gulp.
for its money.
I'm a baitcaster fan, but the gulp is beating the fluke as of right now. I cast it in there. Where were you?
Right there.
That's so weird. I cast it in there numerous times. That might be the snook I saw in there. Anyways, let's get back to fishing. Well, we'll keep working this bay, I guess. That was so awesome. As soon as you said, you're like, big fish, did you see that run he had? Now we just need to get you a redfish.
The morning was officially made, and as I reflected on the fish we already caught, the next 30 minutes was nonstop action.
Nah, it's fine.
Oh, it's not. It's
Redfish.
Oh, it's a trout.
No, it's a redfish, Grace.
It's a redfish.
Dude, Grace is killing it, dude. Oh, we're not. Okay. Okay, well, Grace, if you get a trout, you get a slam.
Okay,
You see that gulp shrimp? That's what Grace is on the new penny. See him? No spot.
no spot?
No spot. On either.
Wait,
That's
give me
crazy.
360 of them.
No spot there. No spot there. Good job. All right, that was Grace. The freaking gulp shrimp, dude. I'm glad we went back in this little cut. Instead of taking off, that literally made the whole day. We have 2 reds, a nice snook. No, he's not that big. You're also a what? Guys, this has been working really well. I have a lot of faith in this. We'll let him go. Grace gets mad and I hold him out of the water. The fluke has been working. I'm honestly a huge believer in this bait. It looks extremely well. I love how I have a weighted, which is huge. This is a 3/0, by the way, and it sinks perfectly because you can kind of work it on top and you can also let it sink. But Grace is throwing a gulp, had a lot of success. But this line right here is just awesome. I'm really excited for the rest of the day. I think we're gonna absolutely kill it. But let's go. I don't know how much it changes him. I just gotta, he's not huge. No. Pretty fish. Here we go. Dude, I love this baitcaster. Like, I'm not even joking. It's so fun to use.
As I continued slinging the baitcaster, I was enjoying this fluke a ton. The way it glided through the water earned it a spot in my lineup of future lures to keep using, and the results continued to speak for itself.
Big trout. Get the net. You said you wanted one, right?
Can we eat it?
No, I'm not eating it. Because isn't that nice? All right, guys. Well, widening the species, Grace asked if there's any trout around here. So we now have the slam. It's funny, I know where we could go get some tarpon, but I don't really feel like going back up in that creek. Beautiful trout right there. Gosh, look how pretty that thing is, man.
That is really pretty. Yeah.
Look at that fish, guys. Guys, beautiful trout. Completed the slam. We got the redfish, snook, and trout now. Let's see. Grace, it's funny. Grace asked,
Careful of a shark.
look how shallow it is.
I know, but
Ooh, there you go. That's awesome. Yeah, so trout, they always come up and thrash like a ton. That's how you can tell. After like the 4th one, you're like, okay, it's not a snook, you know what I mean?
After that awesome trout, I wanted to continue stacking some fish. And after spooking a giant alligator, one of the cooler snook experiences of my life happened.
Ooh, giant snook. That was a freaking overslot snook just chasing stuff around. Did you see that? I mean, just overslot snook was just chasing bait around. I couldn't get in. I tried to get him to notice it. That would be an insane fight. He just chased stuff out to the flat, was smoking it. If I knew I casted it and was just trying to make a ruckus, if he saw it, he would have slammed it. You know what I mean? He probably would have been like, oh, it's just a bigger thing of what I'm already chasing. Like, he didn't even notice us. That's so unfortunate. I never have luck like that happen to me. You know what I mean? That was insane, yeah, guys. don't know if you saw that, literally overslot. I'm talking upper 30s, was just chasing bait right at the boat. Pretty insane to see. He was kicking up dirt everywhere. It's just, the only issue is when they're doing that, they're so dialed in on that bait. A lot of times it's tough for them to notice it, you know what I mean? Oh my God. You hear that? Snook is just destroying. Dude, I mean, there's so much action in here. Yeah, he's not huge. There's a lot of snook here. This would be a good spot to fly fish, so much action.
This first spot was unreal, and as we caught another half dozen snook, the alligators began to hear the ruckus and come and greet us. As I decided to move to our next spot, we saw one that was a bit thicker, and as I gave him some screen time, we took off to the next area, hoping for more of the same.
All right, guys, well, re-rigging Grace. She got snapped off into trees. What we're gonna do is keep fishing. We spent a good amount of time at that spot. It was actually a phenomenal spot. I mean, genuinely our day is made. It's 11 o'clock, so spent probably 2 hours there. Such a great spot. We honestly left some on the table. There was a big snook, easily slot, that came up to me, was looking at it. There was a literal upper 30s chasing a mullet or some bait around like a madman right in front of us. And I tried to get my bait. I tried to get him to notice it. I think he would have killed it, the white fluke, and he just never laid his eyes on it. Basically, after that, nothing much, but we're just moving along some more spots now. And then honestly, after this, probably just gonna start heading back. I'm not gonna go further south, hit some spots on the way back and wrap the day up, but awesome day and gonna get on some more fish, but let's go. Let it sink a little bit because it's really deep. It's really. Nice red.
OMG.
Gosh, guys, Grace is killing it, dude.
He's a chunky boy too.
Did you let it sink?
I did.
Oh, I can't, you gotta, there you go. There you go, Grace. Another red for Grace. Yeah, I told you to let it sink. You see, it's in this current. So guys, Grace got this red. Oh. Dude. On the gulp. Just re-rigged her a gulp. It was like her second or third cast.
Put them in the sun. Why do none of these have spots?
I don't know.
So weird.
Yeah, no more spot again? Yeah, guys, Grace, this is Grace's fish. She doesn't want to be in the spotlight, but guys, gorgeous. She let it sink a little bit. There's a lot of current here going back into this cut. I think they're starting to move back into the backwaters with these last cold front or two. I'm fine. Ready?
Yeah. Good.
Oh my goodness. We can literally probably just fish this place and head home. We'd have an awesome day. Big gator right there, guys. Laying up in the sun.
It's not very often you fish for a couple hours and are already content with your day, but this was one of those scenarios. After exiting a creek, we decided to begin running home, planning on fishing one more spot, looking for another good fish.
What we're gonna do is head out and go one more spot, but awesome day. Don't wanna ruin it by staying out here too much. I could stay out here all day, but gotta keep Grace happy. Yeah, I didn't bring, honestly, Grace didn't accept my invite until about 5:50 this morning, so I didn't ration accordingly with food. So she's getting hungry, I'm hungry too. But anyways, usually when I come by myself, I don't even bring food, but I did bring a peanut butter jelly, she had it. But with that being said, guys, one more spot, let's go.
As I grabbed my baitcaster, preparing for the last spot, Grace grabbed the 3K. And as I tied her on a new gulp and cruised down these muddy lines, I was hopeful.
Shark right underneath us, which is a good sign. Odds are they're gonna be close to the bank, Grace, because it's warmer. Oh, look at that. Stop. Yep, it's a nice fish, Grace. Grace, that's what came out of the mangrove. So I casted, Grace, and something came out of the mangroves and he flew towards mine. That's why I told you to stop, and yours landed kind of near me. That has to be what it was. Yep, it's a nice snook. It's a nice snook. Kai, you get his head up. Point him, pull him to the left, yep.
I mean, I like it so much.
Dude, that is insane. You got another, this is actually a slot. This is bigger than the other one. Oh, I try to grab his mouth. There we go. That is not the best landing job. Good job. Open your bill. I'll bring him to the front. Yeah, Grace, did you see any of that? You know what I'm talking about? No, so basically I casted, he came flying out from way up. Guys, Grace is on another one, dude. She's killing me. You think he's bigger than your first one? 27? 27, same size? Maybe an inch bigger. Guys, beautiful snook right there. Guys, look at that snook. Do you want me to let him go?
Yeah.
Here. All right. Beautiful fish right there, guys. Oh my goodness. He might have saw something we didn't. Guys, I cast it up there and Grace was on the platform and something shot out. It heard mine land, saw my fluke, shot out, and Grace started casting. And I was like, wait, just stop for a second, because he was coming out. And then he ended up probably seeing Grace's gulp because it was a little closer, smoked it. But we got a little bit more of a shoreline. He was so far up in there. It just shows, guys, they're staying warm. Got to get up in there. But let's get back to it. Good job, Grace.
That snook was absolutely gorgeous, and seeing him shoot out from inches of water to ultimately find Grace's gulp makes me want to come back as soon as possible. After that fish, we decided to head home, and as I finished the current line, it was time to go.
Alrighty, guys, well, that's gonna wrap up the day today. Let me get us just going this way, just so we don't get the wind and all that. So basically, I used the Baitcaster the whole time. Honestly, some of the most fun fishing I've had in quite some time. This thing is going to be making a regular appearance. I got one bird's nest the whole day, and it probably took 10 seconds to figure out. Like, I have this thing pretty dialed in. Was making some awesome casts. The only thing I was struggling with is if I see a snook like 10 feet away, trying to do one of these little, just like, it's a lot harder to like flip it accurately, I feel like, which you'd think would be different, but it's super easy to just go like this. You know what I mean? Side hand it or overhand it. So that's the one thing I'd probably need to work on, is like if you see a fish, trying to get it there, just because the kind of like drag when you cast is it makes it a little bit tough. But when you don't have some velocity behind it, but that's when a spinning would come in handy. But guys, I got a nice red, a little red to start off the day, probably 2 dozen snook. But honestly, the star of the show was Grace, who's recording right now. She was using a gulp. So this video title might be a little bit kind of funny, but I mean, I'm only using it, but she was using a spinning rod and she got 2 27-inch snook, which honestly makes me feel good because, as you guys probably know, I'm starting to guide soon, and being able to put a lot of different people on fish. Grace, she'll be the first to tell you, doesn't fish a whole lot. She's very good at fishing. She doesn't give herself enough credit, but her being able to get 2 27-inch snook was awesome, and that was awesome to see. They were so fat. That one that just happened back here, I casted and something started flying out of the mangroves, and I was gonna tell Grace to stop because I wanted to make sure like nothing spooked it, and her bait was already in the air, landed next to mine, and then it smoked hers, which was sick. But I was throwing the fluke, gonna be using this a lot more. Super fun bait, weedless pretty much, and like this 1/8 ounce, or I think it's 1/8, with the 3/0 screw on is really good. Awesome time. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it. We're gonna head back. Awesome day today. Using the Baitcaster, Florida Fishing Products, Bahia 150. Zero complaints about this reel. Freaking awesome, man. I love the gear ratio. It's 7 to 2 to 1, which is better than like basically every smaller tackle spinning reel you're gonna be using. The best is usually like 6 to 2 to 1. So you can pick up so much line. It's awesome. But Anyways, guys, God bless you guys. Gonna get back to the ramp. Such a fun day. See you guys soon.
As I put the baitcaster back in the tarpon's gunnels, the ride home was pleasant. Seeing Grace get those 2 stud snook was awesome to see, and breaking in the new reel went about as good as I could hope. As I loaded up the skiff, I was excited to fish again, knowing that it may be a bit with this future weather forecast. Regardless, I cannot wait, and until next time, God bless.